Guys, I was today years old when I learned something about Rafiki over here. So, a lot of us canonically thought he was a baboon, and I thought that for 32 years of my life until I found out today he's not actually a baboon, he's a mandrill. He's a mandrill. And honestly, that makes perfect sense because baboons have one very, very, very unique trait to them, and we all know what it is. It's them cheeks. But at first I thought, like, okay, it's a kid's movie though, so they probably want to censor that, but it's like, that doesn't really make sense. And yeah, and by the way, I'm not taking full credit for this. My partner, Mr. Hellscythe, is the one that figured out he was a mandrill. When somebody made a video about Rafiki, they're like, oh, this isn't a baboon. He immediately knew it was a mandrill. And do you know how he knew it was a mandrill? A boss in Mega Man X. This guy. This boss right here from Mega Man X was inspired by a mandrill. And my partner knew immediately. He's like, wait a minute, if he's not a baboon, he has to be a mandrill. And honestly, yeah, it does make sense. Because the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, baboons don't have those types of markings. There are some with markings on their face, but most baboons I've seen do not look like that. And the other ones, their skin's just different. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I always was like, what kind of baboon is Rafiki? Because there's different kinds of baboons. He's not a baboon, he's a mandrill. The more you know. And knowledge is power!